So when it comes to the cycle of a FIFA game, I think we've reached a stage where a lot of people have decided to not play the game anymore for the rest of the year until we reach September for FIFA 21. Some people have been turned off by the career mode issues that happened all year and are still happening, but today's video's purpose is to bring you back to career mode, and if you're bored of career mode, try these things. You might enjoy yourself once more. Now, I'm not expecting you to basically find all of these useful because it all depends on how hardcore of a career mode player you are. The more hardcore, the more you know about these kinds of challenges and stuff. But if you're not hardcore, hopefully you find one of these tips fun. Now, if you do go on to enjoy today's video, please leave a like for me. It always helps when you do that. And if you are new to the channel and you want to know all the latest FIFA 20 news, updates, FIFA 21 stuff, and also career mode content, make sure you subscribe today to get this stuff every week. This suggestion is for the people who have not played the game since, December or before that. Before title update number 10 pretty much. If you got bored of FIFA 20 career mode in 2019 because you thought the difficulty was way too easy for you, then start a new career mode with the new and improved Ultimate Difficulty. EA did in fact change Ultimate Difficulty to give it a harder challenge back in title update number 10, which came out mid-January, and I think this is the difficulty for you if you felt like everything else was too easy before that. I'll give you guys a little tip. Make sure you have some spare controllers ready because this difficulty is now designed just so you can smash your controllers around, because you'll get so angry that you can't score a goal, or they block your shots, or the AI turns into Prime Barcelona even though they're Norwich, but it doesn't matter. God squads do not matter in this difficulty. I am preparing you now. This difficulty is like playing the Call of Duty campaign on veteran mode. Once you spawn, you die straight away, and this is basically what this ultimate difficulty is now. I reckon there is chances of you actually getting relegated in this difficulty. That's how hard it is. Good luck if you do try it, but I think the excuse of this game or this difficulty is too easy for me is gone now with this new ultimate difficulty. I think this could be a great challenge for those people that, are fed up with how easy the difficulties are. Now, my next idea is probably one that you've seen multiple times on YouTube already. It's not really a new thing, and it's been happening for many, many years, people doing it online and stuff, but it's called the rebuild. Now, everyone has different ideas of what a rebuild is. For me, it's just the basic concept of a team that's been struggling in real life, and they might be performing badly, not have the strongest squad. You might even call it a fall from grace, where they used to be really, really good, and then they had a dip for many, many years, and they haven't been able to recover yet. So good teams could be like Manchester United. That's probably one of the biggest rebuild challenges you could do at the moment. But there's also teams like Sunderland where you could have a goal of bringing them back to the Premier League. There's many, many different teams you can apply the rebuild challenge to. And your job basically is to go in as a manager, do the transfers that are needed, repair the team, start winning games again, start winning titles again, and basically pull them up the mountain back up to success. Now, this is a fun challenge because it can last multiple years. It's not just a one-season challenge, although some people do like to give themselves one season to turn things around. That could be pretty cool, but obviously a one-season turnaround basically applies if you're still in the top division. If you're in like the third division, you can't really do a one-season turnaround, but you can put a time limit on it if you want, like 3 or 5 years, but you can really do this challenge for as long as you want until you reach a treble or maybe just win the Champions League. You can set any goal here, and it's really up to you. Now, this one can also be very, very fun depending on which team you choose, and it's a pretty popular concept already for career mode players. A lot of people do it, and it does really help you not get bored because it creates like a sort of storyline that you want to complete, and it's basically where you take a team from the lowest division in any country up to the top flight, and you try and win maybe the Champions League, or you try and win trebles and stuff like that. Basically, you start from the bottom and then you reach the top of the mountain. So 2 good examples here would be maybe a team from the English League 2, like a Salford City, where you could start them from the bottom, take them up to the Premier League and win the title there. Also in Germany, there's a really good one in the 3rd division. You can do FC Bayern, the 2nd team, so Bayern Munich's 2nd team. You can take them all the way up to the top, even beat the first Bayern Munich team, and then become the champions of Germany. So there is a few different ones you can look out for, in the game, because EA does have a couple leagues or a couple countries where they have more than one league in the availability. So yeah, there is some nice little examples you can do, and I think some of them are really enjoyable because you can create this storyline that spans multiple seasons until you reach success. So this next tip could be a great tip for those people playing on consoles and you're absolutely bored of the console version of career mode. Buy a PC that can run the games and get FIFA on PC. If you already got a gaming PC, I think you can get FIFA 20 PC on the cheap now. By now, EA's just giving them out for free pretty much. And you can also install mods, which definitely improve your career mode experience. I'm sure you've seen on YouTube by now a lot of realism mods, gameplay mods, graphics mods. You can install new faces, anything you want, even flags, banners, all that kind of stuff, boots as well, balls, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to wait for EA to add anything. These modders do a great job with making the game a great experience for the PC people. Now, if you want to play Ultimate Team, stay on the console because the PC doesn't really have a good Ultimate Team experience. But if you want to play career mode, you're a hardcore player, try it out on PC. I don't think you would regret it, but it also depends on if you have the PC to be able to run it. Also, on PC, you can install the cheat engine, which lets you change player attributes, change appearances, certain settings you can turn on and off as well. And also with PC, you also get the updates early as well. So that's another thing. If you want to get the latest title updates, sometimes on the consoles it comes out a week after, and a lot of people wait a long time for the new faces on the consoles, but the PC people get to download it on the first day and you've got all the latest stuff. So that's also another thing to consider. If you're looking for a new experience, it feels like you're not even playing the same game as the console sometimes. So if you're looking for that fresh experience, try the game out on PC. You can install gameplay mods as well that tweak the gameplay. I think it would be a good experience for you, but of course it depends on if you have a gaming PC or not. I know the consoles are much more convenient for a lot of people. So this next tip of mine is something that I like to do from time to time, and that is realistic transfers only, which is basically where you only buy players that are linked to the club in real life. So when I did my United career mode, I tried to do that. I tried to sign Bruno Fernandes, Haaland, Sancho. Obviously Haaland went to Dortmund after, but Bruno Fernandes obviously came to our club in the end. It took them a while, but they got the deal done. And I think it's more fun when you do realistic transfers as well, because if you've got a club with a big budget, you can sign many, many good players, and it's not really that hard for you after a few transfer windows. So I think if you stick to realistic signings that are linked to the club in real life, obviously it feels more realistic to real life as well, which is what a lot of people like. They want that realistic aspect to the transfers, and it might provide more of a challenge as well, because you're not going to buy the best players to boost up your squad in the first season as well. So we spoke about realistic transfers, but how about this one? Disabling the first summer transfer window. So this is a setting you can do at the start of your save. You press disable, which means that the first transfer window does not work in the game. Now this is obviously good if you want to keep things very, very realistic. You want to stick to the team that you just inherited, and you don't want to do any signings in the first transfer window. I like to do this as well with United sometimes. I start my save without the first transfer window open. That way, when I start the Premier League, every other club has the same squad as real life, and my team is the same as real life as well, and I have to stick with what I've got until January and then make some improvements in the January transfer window. It could be a fun little setting to disable, if you're looking for something fresh. I know it's not a big thing. If you're bored of career mode, it's not going to really fix your boredom, but if you're doing like a one season challenge, then this could be pretty fun. Just inheriting the team that you get from the game and then trying to make some adjustments in January. I don't know. This is just a tip that I thought could be useful. I just like disabling it at the start sometimes because it stops those unrealistic transfers from other clubs happening, and each team sticks with what they've got based on real life. So we all know that storylines are powerful. If you watch WWE, it's all about the storylines. If you play career mode and you're looking to have a save that lasts many, many seasons, you need some sort of storyline, I reckon, to keep you entertained. Now this one could be a useful storyline, and this year we have the ability to retire a real player from player career mode and then throw them in as a manager in manager career mode. Before you could do it in previous games, but he wouldn't have the same face. He would have a generic face, but kept the name. This year, they decided to keep the face and the name, which means you can retire players like Buffon, Ronaldo, Messi, and make them a manager straight away and do a manager career with them that lasts 15 seasons and write a new story for their next chapter of their lives. And of course, this is a very, very powerful storyline, especially if you like the player in real life. And it could be fun to see how a player goes as a manager in career mode. It's a cool thing because never before could you really see a Ronaldo or Messi being a manager in career mode because they wouldn't carry over with their real face. But this year you can see the real players with their real faces as the managers. And of course, some players are retiring in real life this year as well. And in the game, you're able to pump them into manager career mode and start a new chapter with them as managers. Another interesting thing is the financial takeover challenge. So this is basically where you use up your EA catalog items, you redeem one of those financial takeover things, and you have to pick a club that doesn't have money, or you can do it with a club with money, but it doesn't really work as well. So pick a club with no money, maybe in the 4th division or something, give them a takeover, and inject those funds into the club, and then you can make some fun signings, improve your squad, and see if you can take them on a ride to success. Now, you don't have to use a team from the 4th division. You can even pick one in the Premier League or something, but doesn't really have as much money as the big boys to compete with them. So it could be a fun thing, but I'm sure you already know what a takeover challenge is like anyway. Now, this one could also be a very cool storyline, the 17-year-old manager. So basically, this works by creating a player in the player career mode section, and basically you put his birth year to 2003. This makes him 17 years old if you are counting 2020, and obviously one of the youngest players you can possibly create in the game. Now, all you have to do is convert him from a player to a manager in player career mode, and then you can do a manager storyline with one of the youngest managers ever. I don't even know what the youngest manager is, but I think 17 is one of the youngest managers, but I don't know. You can basically just create a storyline with 15 seasons of a guy going from 17 years old to 32 as a manager and seeing how much you can win with this guy. I think it could be pretty fun, and obviously you can create his own face and all that kind of stuff through the player career mode menus, and I don't know, try it out. And my next suggestion is, of course, to try a different game. Just play a different game, maybe switch it up altogether, don't play a football game. Or you can try PES out, Football Manager. I think PES has a different sort of experience to FIFA in terms of the gameplay. Also has similar features to FIFA, but also some different ones as well. The player faces in PES are pretty good for the most part. I think they update a lot of faces. Also, some young players have real faces in PES like Haaland. He just got updated, I believe. And yeah, look for that new experience in PES. Maybe you will enjoy it more than FIFA until September. If you need something else to watch, make sure you check out this FIFA 20 video. Hit the card, it'll take you right there. I'll see you next time.